Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Talking with a Dad. Cutting over Steve here as he's trying to keep on the conversation going on outside the video here. I'm not sure what to call this video, how long it's going to be, if it's going to be classified as a podcast or not, but we're here midweek, beginning of the week. It's not even midweek, it's beginning of the week. Just wanted to have a chat. Today's Tuesday.
What day is it? Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday. So we just want to have a chat, have a little conversation, kind of, just talk about
We're ending the channel. This has been a failed experiment. I hate all of you.
I didn't want it to have to come to this immediately. But
no, it's good because we just came off of 3 interviews.
We
weekly.
did.
Three weekly interviews. We haven't had our own time together, to really build. We've had 3 interesting people on. Mantis topping it off, like just
a nail in the coffin.
That was a good time. How did you feel about the 3 interviews? That was our first time doing anything like that.
It's my first time doing anything like that too, to be fair. I may have done one interview years ago that shall not be mentioned again. But no, I thought it was good. I thought we had a good time. I thought all 3 went really well, and I hope to have all 3 of them back at some point. Yeah, I thought the podcast went really well. What do you think?
No, I had a good time. Each interview was different, and I felt like we got to interview 3. If I can just sit on my pulpit here for a second, I felt like we got to interview 3 different people and 3 different dynamics of people who create, right? So,
for sure.
Obviously, EK, who, ironically enough, as you can tell from the interview, would not consider himself someone that would be called like he would never put that label on himself, like I am a creator, right? He would probably say I'm an actor or something like that,
or an artist or something,
or an artist. He's what I tell him he is. All right, EK, if you're listening to this, you are exactly what I say you are, a content creator. And then we got to hang out with Desi Heat, which was also extremely cool because like her energy is just, what can you say? You know what I'm saying? Like there's no real word to put to it. Like I meant every word I said to her. Like she's obviously like one of those people I think is going to continue to grow in her career path as a streamer, and she has that draw about her. And again, I jumped in her stream the other day just to check it out, and again, I was instantly relaxed. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like, like I was relaxed. It was
good music,
good people in there. I was like, I don't type quick enough to jump into those type of conversations. So I'm just like, the joke would have been funny. Like
5 minutes ago.
And then Mantis, like by far, was the most enthusiastic interview, and I mean that in a positive way. Like I had a lot of fun with him, because he's like obviously on the same wavelength as us, but it was good to be able to sit back and like watch it from our vantage point. Yeah. So that was really cool. And but now I'm looking forward to getting back into business as usual, bringing the people hot topics. Got some conspiracy theories that we got to chase next week and stuff like that. Some stuff we got to follow up on. Some people who've gone under our radar because we had guests. You know what? I'm just gonna say this. A couple of you Twitch people that I really wanted to hit up, I didn't get to because we had guests on.
Yeah, like, there was a few topics that I thought that weren't good enough for a standalone video, but would have been good in the podcast, right? That we didn't get to touch on. Obviously, the Twitch Safety Council, the H3 Keemstar stuff. Like there was a few. NHL opening back up. I
didn't know that.
Yeah, they announced it today. They're going into a 2014 playoff. They're ending the regular season and going into a playoff because we would have had the Stanley Cup by now, or very close. There's a few different things, states opening back up. There's a lot of stuff that we never really got into because we had guests, right? And maybe the next time the guests are on, for sure, we'll get some topics going with them, rather than interview style, right? I think that's a really good way to open a guest to the show. Really becomes a friend of the show, and maybe even a reoccurring guest is to have an interview. People get to have an idea and stuff, and then we come back with an actual episode, right, of Talking with a Dad, not the interview version.
Wait, so before we just jump right out of that, so the NHL is opening up. So I assume the model was going to be there, no fans, right? That's
correct.
The obvious, right?
From as far as I know, yep.
And so if we're going into the playoff model, that means teams, we're going by the record as left off.
Correct. Books are closed. Okay. Best team in hockey might have been the Blues. I don't actually know where it sits currently. Bruins are really good. Blues. Bruins had the most point. Blues were second. So they'll be the 1 seed on either side of the bracket. Actually, let me just double check that. Yes, I was right. Bruins are out very far ahead, actually 6 points ahead of the next team. So yeah, that's gonna be exciting to see. Rangers won't be in it, unfortunately. They're just not a good team this year. We're going through a growing phase. Still above 500 though, so that's exciting.
Okay.
I'm excited for NHL to come back for sure. It's actually the one like major sport that I follow, so that'd be real nice to have.
And then we got a fight coming up this weekend, don't we?
Yeah. Tyron Woodley, Gilbert Burns, right? That's the card.
Oh no, for a second. I'm sorry. I just broke our cardinal rule. Your door just opened. That was creepy. You know what, UFC? Our lowest watch shows are about you. And I gotta think that there's something to that, right? Like,
I wonder if we did an NHL mega show, if it would be better than the UFC, because I think they're on like the same platform, right?
Yeah.
Well, they're about the same.
MMA fans are definitely going to a hockey game right afterwards. Like if there's a hockey game going on, everyone's leaving.
Have you been to a hockey game?
Huh?
Have you been to a hockey game?
No, they look amazing. They look fun. I don't
Best
know enough about
live sporting event to go to. You don't have to know anything about hockey to go to a hockey event and enjoy it, right? Playoff hockey, by far the best event I've ever been to. I've been to playoff hockey, baseball, and playoff football, I think. And by far, I would choose a playoff hockey game, even like a first round hockey game, than go to anything else, for sure.
I would never go to another baseball game, and my life would be fine. When I lived in LA, I went to a bunch of Dodger games, and it could be the Dodgers, right? No disrespect to Dodger fans, but you guys know your own reputation. It was more tense than enjoyable. Went to Boston with a Yankees cap on, so you know how that went down.
That was just a mistake. I've been to Fenway as well, actually, and I thought Fenway was a weird park. I've been to. I'm trying to think. Shea Stadium before they tore it down, Citi Field, the both best stadiums, the old Yankee, the new Yankee, Fenway, and maybe to a game in Philly. So I've been to a few parks, and by far the strangest one to be at was Fenway.
Never been to Chicago, huh?
Never been to Chicago ever. Actually, I've never flown through it. I've never been to.
I always feel it always seems really sudden to me when you come up on the Cubs Stadium, right? Because it's on this part of town. And what I mean by sudden is like there's nothing that announces in my eyes. Even the last time I was there, like I turned around and there it was. I was like, holy smokes! I didn't even realize where we were.
Old Yankee was like that too, though.
Yeah,
old Yankee Stadium was like that. It wasn't in the greatest neighborhood.
Some of the most dangerous.
We used to. Is it really right there? We used to drive to Woodlawn and take the Woodlawn line down to Yankee Stadium. That's how we used to get there. But yeah, that was a really fun stadium to be at. I was actually at the last game at the old Yankee Stadium, the very last one where they pulled the old pennants out. I've been to Yankee. I'm not a Yankees fan. I'm a Mets fan. I've been to Yankee Red Sox playoff games. My dad's company used to have season tickets. But yeah, we've been to a few pretty major sporting events, and by far, I would choose hockey over any of them. It's just so much more fun.
Yeah, I'd definitely like to get to a hockey game. Soccer's back too, I believe.
The Premier League or the MLS?
Don't know. I just caught. Sorry, a little cameo there that was unexpected. Just caught an article. I think I sent it to you, or I said something to you about it. Who's soccer?
Yeah, I'm trying to see. You did say soccer was back, and you spelled soccer wrong, if I remember correctly.
No, I did not. No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. No, I don't. I'm trying to figure out if the Premier League is back or if MLS is back.
Anyway,
hey man,
my desk is coming tomorrow.
You got a new chair. You got a new chair. I noticed that. Your chair's looking good. We both got new chairs recently. It's a little gamery.
Yeah, I know. It's
a little gamery. Is it comfortable?
It's actually very comfortable. Got a new rug down here. It feels.
You got a new rug. Trying to improve. There it is.
Good.
Trying to improve some audio quality without making expensive purchases.
And then now we know the desk is going to bring this. I've actually been using a kitchen island for
so is the desk going to be lower?
Yes.
The desk is going to be lower, but you're going to have more room, right?
More room.
L-shaped or just a flat desk?
Just a flat desk. Okay. And I'm gonna keep it right here because eventually I'm just gonna put some stuff up here. I figure there's some that, you know. But why add to the echo, right? I go over there, the whole room exposed.
Well,
No,
I mean,
no
really,
privacy.
you would have to add a wall and just make yourself a booth.
Paying for that.
Dude, easy. We'll pay for it, and then we'll recoup the money through extortion or something.
Hey, well, hold on for a second. YouTube better give me all my subscribers. But yeah, I figured this. You know what's been really cool about this is now that when we get back to work on Friday, right? When we get back into doing our own thing, there's some things that like we're gonna get to touch on, but there's some stuff I wanted to bring up to you that I'm not gonna do on air. But I'll say this. I was looking at some designs for shirts the other day. And
we're not there yet.
We're there, and I ordered them, and I don't need your consent.
Listen, you can order shirts. I'm not going to stop you, my friend. You're allowed to order shirts. But to sell shirts.
No one's talking about selling shirts. We're talking about a giveaway.
Oh, you want to do a giveaway? I don't. Okay, you know my opinion on giveaways. We've already gone through that.
Not the whole stick through to the end, and then we'll do a thing, and then you all come to IG and follow me. And no one ever won that PlayStation. I've checked. Because you know which channel I'm talking about. This guy's been giving away 2 PS4 Pros for as long as he's had a channel. I'm not sure anyone's ever gotten one before. No, I'm just saying to some of our friends, some of our fans, some free promotion. We'll just give people shirts that we love. Maybe give your mom a shirt.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. Yeah, I mean, I don't see why that's a bad idea, but like giveaway in the sense of a YouTube giveaway, I'm very opposed to, and I have been for a long time.
No. We're not baiting. You know what? I'd stick with our 109, right? I'd stick with you guys and have core listeners rather than a bunch of people coming and getting free stuff and saying some wild stuff in the comments. Because here's the thing. That's only dangerous for you guys. Because Zach's just going to let it roll off his back. I, on the other hand, am going to write down your names, figure out how to backtrack it. I'm going to find you eventually. I'm going to find you.
Absurd, but accurate. Absurd, but accurate.
What's that kid's name? Pizza Eater 123. I'm still looking for you. You know who you are, buddy.
That's actually way closer than I thought you were gonna get. I don't remember directly what his name was, but it was definitely like Pizza Face something or some shit.
But yeah, we got the UFC. I'm not gonna go deep. But I'm gonna watch this card. Obviously,
sure, obviously, right? Me too.
It's on my birthday. I'm turning 39.
Steve's gonna be 40 soon.
32, and I'm gonna watch this card, and here's what I'm expecting. Tyron Woodley at this point in his career has no choice but to come out and destroy
swinging.
This guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if he comes out doing anything else than that, I am going to promptly
he's just turn it off.
Turn the TV
do something
off.
Else. Go take a nap.
Yeah.
Like, do anything else. Like go paint a wall. Like pick up a new hobby, like learn guitar or something. Like, exactly. Yeah, Tyron has to come out swinging. I think he has to get a first round finish for him to even like be considered in contention, right?
Yeah,
that's where he sits currently.
I don't think he ever beats Kamaru Usman, but we'll see. And then the last thing I wanted to bring up to you, man, is look, we've tried to do a couple of challenges here. But I'm just going to ask you, right?
This is another thing we're doing?
No, because you didn't do the other thing I actually do. I said watch a bad movie, and you act like I asked to, like...
that was hard. I couldn't do that.
Look, man, the rest of America has watched The Last Dance documentary. I'm working my way
about the Bulls?
Yeah, man, come on, man.
Don't care about basketball.
What do you have against the singularly most talented athlete to ever play any game?
No, that's not true. Wayne Gretzky, the great one. He's the only person in history that will have his record standing for the rest of time.
He's the only person in history that have that name. Is what I thought you were gonna. Wayne Gretzky. You know they had a show with each other.
I'm sure.
No, they actually had an actual cartoon. It was Wayne Gretzky, Michael Jordan. I forget who I think it was Bo Jackson.
Yeah, that's a good trio. Hell yeah! As long as it wasn't the Juice, we're okay. No. That would be hilarious. No, but Wayne Gretzky was so much better than everyone else. Like Jordan, obviously the best to ever do it in basketball.
Right.
Wayne Gretzky is the most dominant player to play any sport ever.
No, that's not true.
That is 100% true. When he was in the league, he held 60. Hold on. When he was in the league, he held 61 records. To this day, he holds 60.
He's the most dominant player to play his sport.
By far the most dominant player to ever play any sport.
Okay. I'm going to need you to back that up with something.
Sure. Who holds the most points? Who holds the most points in the NBA?
No. Take your time.
Who holds the most points in the NBA?
You got to take your time because what you're doing.
No, you're not. Answer my question.
No, hold on. You're crossing over metrics, and you have no way to combine and quantify these.
Who holds the most points in the NBA?
I think at this point, LeBron does.
No, it's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So you can't even get your own questions, right? He has 38,387. The next person, Karl Malone, has 36,000, right? So very close.
Post Malone, the mailman?
Yeah, whatever. 2,000. He has like I wouldn't have known that. 1,400 point difference. Okay, right. So like 2 more seasons, Malone ties him. That's kind of.
Oh wait, you were saying the most total points. I thought you said who had the highest scoring. I heard average in my head.
No, the highest scoring single game is Wilt Chamberlain, I believe.
Let's check it out.
He had almost 100 points. Let me go to the NHL.
Overall, we're talking about statistics.
Yeah,
overall,
the highest scorer, the most points by any player in the NBA all time. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 38,387.
Who has the scoring record? So there's a record they keep every season of who was the highest scorer per season.
Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about with you whippersnappers. See, this is what I learned turning 32.
The highest average of all time is James Harden at 36.1 a game.
36.1 a game.
Yeah. He also holds 1 and 2, by the way. But this is what I was saying. How
many championships Wayne Gretzky got?
I don't know, honestly.
Come on.
I don't know that offhand.
He had a beautiful blonde mullet back in the day.
He had. I don't even know.
You probably know that. It came out of his helmet a little bit, and when he would skate down the rain,
you can see a lot of the great players, for whatever reason, have this like the hair that sticks out the back. I'm looking. It doesn't just directly say it. No, it doesn't just have. He's the only player in NHL history to have over 200 points in a season, which he did 4 times. It's pretty crazy.
Let's see. How many Stanley Cups did Gretzky win? He has 6 trips to the finals. Wayne Gretzky won 4 Stanley Cups.
4 cups.
Okay. 4 cups.
So I was doing a metric here, though.
83 to 84, 84 to 85, 86 to 87, and 87.
He won a lot.
Yeah. Look at that guy, man. That's a man that commands winning right there, right? Like Wayne comes into the bar and he's like, "What are we playing, guys? Beer pong?" And it's just like dominates. So leaves.
There's a metric that hockey fans use, and it's
what's the metric?
Wayne Gretzky has more points than the next 10 people combined.
Right. Is he American?
No, he's Canadian. Obviously, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Why? Wait, hold on.
All great hockey players are Canadian.
Wait, hold on. This show is about American. You better give me an American player that's got those stats right now.
Oh my God, there aren't any. There aren't any.
Those 2 black guys. They're from Compton or something, aren't they?
The only one I know is PK Subban, and his brother might have played or something, but no. So, all right. 2,857 points total, goals, assists, right? That's how points are scored.
Yeah, I got you.
The next person is 1,900. That's 900 points different. Where in basketball, like the crazy amount.
I get what you're saying, but that catchphrase is more of a catchphrase. I'm not saying that Wayne Gretzky isn't the most dominant hockey player to play.
He's the most
I'm saying that we don't tangibly with these 2 different sports have a way to really say who's the most. Now, you can say he was probably the most popular player of his era, 83, 84, 84, 85. I could see, like, that mullet was definitely an 80s haircut. I remember I was probably about 3 when he won his first championship. I'll tell you honestly, like, I remember the Gretzky fever. You weren't even alive for this, right? Like, I knew.
I was alive for his last few seasons or something.
Here's something I want to talk to you about. It's not. Did you take your medication today? Because you're instantly going to get upset. Right?
Go ahead.
So, my wife she's an avid, she's ravenous MMA fan, such as myself. And I was getting out the shower, I came out, and I heard Joe Rogan's voice. And at first, I'm like, Joe, get out of my house. And then I realized that she's listening to Joe Rogan, and I'm like, what are you talking? What's he talking about? And she's like, talking about John versus Francis. And I was like, oh, what was his assessment? And apparently, everyone that was sitting there said it would be a heck of a fight, but they still had John coming out with the win, which I found really interesting. Because it's not like Joe Rogan's our patron saint, right? But he does have a keen.
Rogan is our patron saint.
He has a keen analyst mind, and he's been wrong. He's laid some eggs a few times, but it's interesting that he said that because no one else has Jones winning that fight, right? Like there were fighters on Twitter who just laughed out loud when Jones said he wanted that one. But I keep thinking, I'm like, man, maybe these guys all have brain injuries. I'm like, but.
They all have brain injuries. That's a fair assessment, but
like he's fought power hitters before. We're talking about a tactician's tactician, and I'm like, I see it being a boring fight, and then I see Jones just kind of shutting him out on the cards. But I wanted to get your opinion on that. I know you've talked about it before, but knowing what Rogan said now.
I think Rogan's right. I think it's a fight that goes more than 2 rounds, which Francis struggles in. I think John would utilize his wrestling. I don't think he's that dumb to not, right? And I do think he could outstrike Francis. I think he's the more technical fighter, and he's probably longer. I would imagine their reaches might be similar, but I think John probably still has a reach advantage. I could look it up. But yeah, I think John wins the fight. I think John wins it in like 3 or 4 through a TKO.
Yeah. Obviously, we're not going to get that now because it's
they won't pay him.
Completely off the table.
Yeah, they won't pay him.
But you know what? They're not paying us, so they're not going to get any more of my airtime.
Well, I mean, you keep bringing it back to UFC. I'm
an addict.
Me too. You're playing into my fantasies here.
How's RuneScape going?
That's all I've been playing. Everyone lost interest in the Dead Man Mode tournament completely after like the second week. I was pretty on board with that. So all the big players are out. A lot of the big guys are back playing their hardcores. Continuing on in my main account. I don't even know how much XP I've done since the quarantine. I want that metric. I want that number. It has to be close to 30 million XP at this point. I've been playing at a nearly, it might be even more. I've been playing at a million XP a day rate for a while. Even with I've kind of played casually the last week or so. I've been playing so much, but I go on, do my dailies, get some stuff done, and kind of just progress a little bit. But yeah, I've been playing a lot. It's been a lot of fun. What are you playing?
Stream going?
Stream's all right. Stream's going about as what I expected it to.
Music's starting to pop. Music's popping off.
Music's been good. I just listen to sets now, right? I've listened to a few different of the Boris Brecha sets. I've listened to some UMEX sets. There's a bunch of different random sets that I find that have been really, really good. Yeah, no, everything's been good.
You gotta look up Josh Wink, the guy who made that Profound Sounds volume. Look up one of his live sets, and it's always an experience, dude.
Yeah, I will, for sure. Fact, that was really good.
Actually, if you really want to get weird with it, not weird in a bad way, but he's the most commercial DJ. The epitome of the commercial DJ. But I challenge anyone to show me a bad set from him. And I don't like his music when I was a kid, but now I can appreciate it. Paul Oakenfold. Look up any Paul Oakenfold set.
Okay.
And you will enjoy the music. Okay. But there was a time where Paul Oakenfold, he was one of the first. This is before anyone called it EDM. He was just a trance DJ
right.
that really crossed over into the mainstream. And he brought us that. He didn't make it, but he brought us that song, Alice DJ's You're Better Off Alone. And he played it. And I mean, he played it everywhere.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of it. I haven't really been playing anything else.
No? What game you were playing the other day? What was a weird 8-bit game you were playing the other day?
Oh, Terraria. Yeah, I'm gearing up for a new Terraria. They just released some big update that I didn't quite read on, so I'm excited for that. They changed a lot of the way that the mechanics work through bossing and drops, I think, from what I saw. So I'll be playing a new expert playthrough of that pretty soon. I kind of got my got my warm up in, you know, feeling very confident in the game again. So there's that. I'll play that again. But that's about it.
You're just running that game with one person, right? I'm not gonna say his name, but you're just playing with
one maybe two. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think? You're gonna get back into some now that you've done your rehab on first person shooters, the fans are clamoring to know. They've asked for updates. Are you going to get back into the first person shooters? Have you been having an itch or anything like that? Or are you just like, no itch, never do it?
No itch. I'll play the next COD when it comes out for sure. And if it's a beta, I'll definitely play the beta before I pre-order it. And see how I like it. The next Battlefield for sure. The next Call of Duty, they actually kind of have a running name for it. It's Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, I think. So if it goes back to the true Black Ops storyline, then I'll definitely play it a lot. Yes, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. So I'll be playing it for sure. So I'll play that a lot. That'll be fun. The next Battlefield comes out, I hope it's going to be modern. If it's a modern era Battlefield, it'll be incredible, right? I think the company that produces, or the company that makes Battlefield, DICE, I think they do modern combat incredibly well. Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Battlefield Bad Company 2, all incredible games. And then they went to World War I and World War II, and I lost interest entirely in the series. Then I've played the World War II one a bit. It's pretty good. But they do modern combat so well that I wish they had never went away from that. So okay, we'll be getting that soon. Probably not next year, maybe the year out. Maybe next year, 2021. We'll probably get that. There's nothing else coming out that I'm even notably excited for. Cyberpunk. I'll probably play Cyberpunk.
When is that coming out?
September, I think. Last of Us 2 comes out next month, I believe. Don't care.
Already.
What'd you say?
I was like, I already pre-ordered it.
I wouldn't be surprised. Did you play The Last of Us 1?
No, I'm not into that game, man. I'm into it. Like, I like hearing people talk about it. Mm-hmm. If you bring it up at a dinner party, I'll converse about it. But I like watching the gameplay. But there's no way in God's green earth that I'm giving them my money for that game. I mean, it's not happening.
Really? Why are they considered one of the best story games ever made?
I'm talking about 2. I'll play 1.
That's what I'm saying. Did you play the first one?
Okay. No. Never played the first one.
Okay. Yeah. Why are they considered one of the best story games ever? So I was curious.
Not better than Days Gone.
Oh no, of course not. That is the single best story game ever.
Cinematic.
It's made its own cinematic universe, and it was so good. So they made that show, The Walking Dead, based on it.
Exactly.
and then the comic book series. What else? I don't know if there's anything really else coming out that I'm even excited for.
Everyone's jumped ship. Not everyone. Everyone's already plotting their exit on Valorant. So it's like the writing's on the wall.
You played it a little bit. It's too much like CS for me. I don't enjoy CS over long terms, but they added ranked to Valorant. That gave it a little bit of life. You must not. That happened 2 weeks ago.
No. Actually, I was thinking about today. I was listening about how Dr. Disrespect was ranked under Tim the Tap Man, so he lost the bets.
He had to, bad.
He had to like gift him 100 subs, and then after that he uninstalled the game and friggin' Shroud and Ninja were trolling him on Twitter, so he unfollowed them.
My issue with Valorant is that that anti-cheat that they have. As soon as I heard about the anti-cheat, I uninstalled it. I'll never reinstall it. Never give it another chance.
You gotta let it protect you from yourself.
Nah, man, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need a Kernel 1 program on my computer. I'm okay.
Listen, everyone needs someone looking through their trash bin to make sure that they're okay, right? I got a guy from India logs into my computer and my bank account every 3 days just to make sure everything looks good. Charges me a pretty rolling price of $600 to $1,000 a week, but
you're fine. You're fine.
And to answer your question before you ask it, I have been playing Grand Theft Auto 5 when I can play, and then
you've played the first mission. I don't actually believe you.
What?
You haven't played the game yet. You haven't even begun to play the game yet. You haven't even been introduced to any of the characters.
Huh?
You've only been introduced to Franklin. Just Franklin.
No, Franklin and the guy who robbed a bank, and then the mobster. So that's 3 characters.
Man, I wish you even knew their names.
See? Wait, hold on for a second. Now you're just gonna skate by the assertion you just made. You're like, you don't even know. You haven't even seen any of the characters. I'm like, that's impossible. I've played with 2 of them, and one of them was in the narrative. It looks like an amazing game, but look, I got freaking Dark Souls 3. I got to get into, right? So I'm gonna have to spend an hour on Grand Theft. I'm done with Ghost Recon. Clean off of that for 6 days now. Not going back.
Not a great game, huh?
Here's the thing, right? I had fun at times while I was playing it, but not for the reasons that you're supposed to be having fun, right? Like you're supposed to be sneaking around, calling out your shots and stuff. I'm like running into a base, like, like just trying to kill everything in the first pass. So I'm gonna get my Dark Souls on, and I'm gonna play some Grand Theft. And I've been recording. I recorded some of my gameplay for Grand Theft and immediately deleted it.
Yeah, why would you do that?
I was like, this is nonsense.
The game came out like 7 years ago. Even if we were to like get it, it's like, nah. I mean, that's not notable content.
There's still people streaming it.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. There's people streaming it. For sure, the online is still very popular, but that story has been told a few times. The PS3, the PS4, when it released on PC, like it's all been told already.
What did it premiere on?
PS3. Yeah, it's 8
really?
years old, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I played it day of launch. That's how I know it came out in the PS3. Because I didn't buy a PS4 until years later.
Was it Liberty City that was like a big deal too? I remember that was like a huge deal.
That was like 4 came out at the beginning of the PS3. GTA 4, which was set in Liberty City for sure.
People were like going crazy over that game when it first came out.
Very, very good.
Yeah. I mean, and otherwise than that, it's been a good check-in, man. I don't have anything else for you. What do you got?
I don't have anything else, not really. No, I think we're set here. Thank you everybody for listening to. I don't even know what to call this, Steve. Good thing you do the titles now, because I have no idea what I would have named this. But check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, website, and Podbean. All Talking with a Dad. TalkingWithADad.com is the big one. Go there.
Yes.
That's it.
And Spotify. We'll get on there one day.
What? Nah. Now that Rogan's on there, the waters are a little choppy. We're gonna go elsewhere. We're gonna figure it out.